is footwork, timing, and rhythm. If you don't have footwork, you don't know where your body's gonna be. If we don't have good timing, everything's gonna be wrong when people are hitting me and I'm trying to hit them. And having rhythm is important because that keeps me in sync or out of sync with whoever I'm partnered with. Right? So we have to have all of those things. It's a very good way to do that is just jumping jacks, jump rope, things like that. So we did side to side, we did forward and back. Now we're gonna put them together. You go one to the side, one forward. One to the side, one forward. Always switching legs. Simple, easy warm up. Let's get our brains warmed up. We're gonna find out who can dance and who can't.
Ron, disassemble this opponent. Start at the bottom, down, bottom, up, from the ground.
I'm a third-generation combat fighter. Both my father and brother are Taekwondo black belts. My grandfather was in the military, and my grandfather's cousin was in the CIA. Fighting is in my DNA. I actually never wanted to do martial arts. As a kid, I would much rather be outside running around with my friends. Then, my brother won a tournament, took home a big shiny trophy, and I realized I wanted that as well.
Listen, there's a man in my corner. Where's Johnny Tension? This is one of the best martial artists on the planet. I've been singing the gospel about this man since I was 16 years old. And one time he told me that every champion has a story. My fight career has been an amazing story. An amazing story.
Partner real quick. Find a partner. Doesn't matter who it is. Grab a partner really fast. We're just gonna finish up last part. First is I'm gonna teach you guys one of the most essential parts of what I do and what I teach my students. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started, I hated it. Hated it. Shadow boxing. I hated it. It was boring. I didn't like it. Just give me the pads. Give me the heavy bag. Give me even a jump rope. I don't want to shadow box. I want to do something more active. But as I got older and as I started shadow boxing more and more, I found the value in it and I saw my skills start to do this much faster. So I'm going to show you kind of the way that I create a system for my shadow boxing. So just start shadow boxing. I just want to see what it looks like, your natural movement in your shadow boxing. How many of you fight better than you shadow box? You don't fight like we shadow box, and we're not even as good as we are when we shadow box, right? So why are we, what's the disconnect, right? We have to be able to, the way that I move when no one's trying to hurt me is how I need to be moving when either I'm sparring, I'm in the ring, how I defend myself. So all of the elements, whether it's footwork, head movement, feints, defense, those are things we don't think of when we hear shadow boxing. As soon as we say shadow boxing, okay, let me start attacking, let me punch, let me hit the leg, let me do all my favorite techniques, but not the stuff that's gonna keep me safe and help me when I'm sparring or in competition, right, Oz? Okay, so I have it all broken down like a pyramid. It's very simple. When you look at a food pyramid, right, what's at the bottom? Don't say cakes and candy. Yeah, your foundation, right? The stuff that's really good for you that nobody likes, right? So your fruits and vegetables, that's at the bottom, all the good stuff. And that's what I'm going to put into my shadow boxing pyramid at the bottom. That's the first thing I focus on. We're gonna do a full round of it. It is only footwork and head movement. That's it. That is it. That's all we do is footwork and head movement. Now, the one thing, it's difficult because we have a lot of people. Generally, what I will say is most of my footwork in this drill is going to be defensive. It's disengage, circle, and then when I plant my feet, I'm moving my head, right? My hands are always up like I've got binoculars on my hands, all right? I'm here, I'm looking, checking out what's going on, I'm moving my feet, I'm in my rhythm, and then I'm disengaging, I'm moving, and then I'm right back into my shadow box. Disengage, move, and I'm here. I try not to quarter turn too much because that gets me in trouble when I'm in close quarters, so I don't practice it a ton. All right, so do your best, be mindful of where you're at. Just think of, instead of doing this, take a little step back and open. All right, and then get back. Hands are up like I got binoculars on. All right, just like this, and my hands stay attached here. Footwork, head movement, feints. All right, the reason why it's not boxing or kicking or anything like that is, again, it's stuff that we need to do more of that we're not landing. This is one of the main reasons why we're not as successful with our strikes as we need to be, because we're not moving our feet, our head, and I'm not drawing reactions, okay? So feinting is the next part. You can feint with your hands, your hips, your feet, whatever you want it to be. So in order, you're going to move your feet, you're gonna move your head, and then you're going to feint, feint, feint. Whatever it might be. It can be just one feint, 2, 3. If you're more advanced, however many you like. So I'm going to move my feet. I'm going to move my head. I'm going to feint, and then I'm going to put a boxing combination together. When I finish my boxing combination, I'm not going to stop here. What do I do with my footwork? I disengage and I move, because that's what we need to do when we're sparring or competing. I always need to be moving my opponent to where I want them to be. So I'm going to move my feet, move my head, feint, and then a nice boxing combination and start it all over. It's important for me personally. I like to go to my low kick first instead of my knees. It's a longer weapon. So we're gonna add our low kicks on top of this. So I move my feet, I move my head, I feint, all right? I box and I finish with my low kick, and then I do what? Disengage, move, and I get right back to work. So I'm always in that flow. So add your low kick behind your boxing. It can be either side, whatever you prefer, your favorite weapons.
Middle, body, shift, drift, side. That's what we want to be able to get out of the way, shift it to my side step. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir. Body kicks and head kicks and stuff like that. But that would be my higher tier techniques, right? I'm not throwing head kicks, spamming them from the beginning of the fight. I'm probably not doing that. You know, if I am, my opponent's probably not that good, or I'm just crazy, right? One of the two, that's okay. It's okay to have one of those options sometimes. So just know that generally in my pyramid, I'm gonna do footwork, head movement, feint, box, low kick, knee, body kick, then a round of head kicks, and then if spinning kicks, things like that, more fancy techniques are in your arsenal, I'll add that in as well. The last thing I want to do is we're going to do a purely defensive round, okay? Because sometimes maybe you have an injury, maybe you got hurt, maybe something's bothering you, or maybe you just need to practice your defense. But I want you to work only on defense, okay? So my entire defensive round is not going to be always moving backwards, but I'm going to move my head. Maybe a punch is coming, I slip. Right? I use my elbows to guard, right? Maybe I catch, or I move, or parry, or I check, right? Anything like that, I sway back, I catch the leg. So all defensive movements, okay? Nice. So only defense. You're not punching people in this stance. If I start here, and now I switch, my big weapon's on my back leg, right? I've got my straight line, but I've also got my body kick and my head kick. Those are super effective from the stance. So maybe I flash one of those out there, and they pump the brakes, and I can do what I want to do. Okay. The second one, maybe I have someone who's a little more timid, or maybe my shots are hurting a little bit more and they cover up. So now on defense, when I throw my jab cross hook, my partner Pablo is just going to cover up into his shell, right? From here, you know, number one, he's got good defense. His hands are high, but he's got long arms and a short torso. So I don't really have a lot of places where I can hit Pablo. So what I might need to do is, again, get a new perspective. So from here, instead of stepping backwards, I'm gonna, yes, move yourself back, now push. Good. Okay, be super bladed. Do everything that you're like, I would never do this when I fight, do it now.
How much coaching are you doing with current fighters right now?
A ton. So in terms of like physical, like this physical training, or my, oh, so yeah, I mean, you know, I train still the same amount that I trained when I was competing. Nothing in my career has changed as far as my schedule and routine. I'm coaching, and we do have a bunch of amateur fighters that I coach. So unfortunately, due to my schedule and like my business and everything, I'm only coaching physically once a week for my students, like an actual class, a competition class only. But obviously that will change when I open a gym. And then in terms of like strength and conditioning, nutrition, rehab, stuff like that, that's full time. We have just over 100 clients active in our roster.
So my follow-up to that, when you do plan to open your gym and you're coaching full time or more frequent, right? How do you plan to ensure they're improving? Because in the same, if you're not improving, you're regressing.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you plan to hold them accountable?
Yeah, I mean, I think accountability is taught, right? It's a learned behavior. So, you know, the reason why you guys work so dang hard is because you got a room full of killers here that hold you accountable, but also your coaches are constantly working, and maybe it's not on the mats working with you. I know you still actively train and do that as well, but even, you see how hard this gentleman works when it comes to business, you know, family life, how he is with you guys. So that in itself, that accountability is a learned behavior where it's doing what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it, right? So my goals is just to lead by example. That, you know, my students are going to see me on the mats training. My goal is not to build a room full of fighters. You know, if that happens, great. But that's not my intention. My intention is to do what I did here with you guys. Is to every day show up, teach really good skills that make your day a little bit better, and you can take some solid stuff away from it. And then if you want to apply that to be violent, let's go. I'll cheer you on. That's what's beautiful about this gym, right? And that's why for me, like I say this, and I truly mean it. I hope you can hear it in my voice when I say it. But it means a lot because we talked about this when I first got here. A lot of kickboxing MMA gyms have lost that. It's really bad. It's just a bunch of, you know, it's tap out shirts and a bunch of like tatted out guys. It's nonsense, right? And you see it all the time. But you guys have something different, and it's really, really good. You've got an amazing culture with a good staff that want everyone to do better. I get back to my pyramid. Teach a seminar with all different ages and levels, and everybody's cool. Nobody falls off. That's a plan. So my job is to disengage, and I'm right back where I started. Foundation, everything else is engaged. Can I get a huge off since they're off on with
Let's get the tall people in the back, you know. All three, 1, 2, 3. You guys want to take the picture with Sensei Ross? I'm going to be outside calling out names for your ranking. I am so honored and blessed to have one of the greatest karate combat champions, period. It's such an honor to have such a unique style that I can relate to, especially my background in karate and taekwondo as well. Obviously, I'm injured, but I'm going to do my best to move around with you, Sensei. We're going to have some fun. Guys, give it a huge round of applause for Sensei.
This is a really cool opportunity for me too. I know it's fun for you guys to come in and train and learn some new things, but I grew up in Brooklyn. I don't live in New York anymore, but coming from a martial arts background, there's so many parallels to how you guys got here to where I came up. Like I see myself in you guys in so many ways. So being able to come and share what I've learned over the years and add to what you guys have is just part of martial arts. So it's really cool for me to be here back in my hometown. It's I already dealt with the traffic, so now I'm going to deal with the good students as well. So now we're good. But I'm excited. We're going to get a good warm-up, and then we're going to get right to some work and work on some of the things that help me be successful in my sport karate and my kickboxing as well. So we'll go from there. My only rule is give me good energy. Number 1, I know you guys got that covered. And rule number 2 is there's no such thing as a dumb question. So if you guys have a question, that's what I'm here for. So don't be afraid to ask Sensei whatever you guys need, and we'll cover it. I'll even take that a step further. Those of you who are on social media, I am a nerd about this stuff. I love what I do, and now that I'm not competing anymore, I retired thankfully, I have even more time to answer you guys and send me fight footage, send me sparring footage, send me videos of you shadow boxing. Something feels off. When I tell you I love this stuff, right? How long have we known each other? Not even a year? Not even a year, and this guy's just following me everywhere I go. I can't get him away from me, just absorbing knowledge, and it's the same stuff. I'm just kind of, I truly love to give back to the sport, all right? And again, this was an honor for me. Like I said before, this is my home, so this is, I've always been a big fan of this gym, and it's really cool to be on the mats and share that with you guys. So please, if you have questions, if you don't ask them now, send me a DM. Easy. Foreseeable future. Really quick for you guys, this is a very, very cool and unique opportunity where people from the United States, you qualify here and you can all of a sudden become an international competitor vying for a world championship. The most important information that I received as a youngster growing up, competing internationally as well, is you're not just from your gym, from your city. You are an ambassador for your gym. You're an ambassador for your country. And the way that you represent yourself means a lot, not just for who you are, but who this country is and what this country stands for. So we get to practice flexing that muscle today. So not just you and how you carry yourself, but also your coaches, your parents, your friends. So make sure the sport is bigger than everybody. None of us mean more than the sport, and the way we maintain that is by you guys being excellent sportsmen today. All right, so good luck. I wish all of you guys a safe, great tournament. Good luck, and we'll see you guys all around the world for WKF.